God bless you. So I'd had a strange dream, and in the strange dream, what would be the best way of explaining it? So I'm walking through with a group of people. I don't know who they are, where we've come from, but we're trying to find somewhere. I just don't know what we're trying to find. We end up finding what looks like derelict shanty buildings, like the skeletal structure of a building frame, but the ground is gone, it's just overgrown with grass and nothing else. And there are random people that look shabby, like their clothes look dirty and worn. The people themselves look like they've not washed in a while. People seem to be gathered around this place, and it doesn't seem like a nice place or a good place to be. And the buildings seem to have just the walls for this frames, but no walls in front, so you can just see in to where these people are, and they just seem to have like mattresses on the floor, not even beds, blankets or anything. Just, it doesn't seem like a good place to be. The people there seem to be lost. Now, we don't seem to want to stay here. There's one point where we see some guns on the floor, people arguing over whose guns they are, and I don't know what that part meant, but as we leave, we find like a large, long stream, like a narrow river, no wider than the width of my height, and I'm 6 foot, so. And there seems to be behind some kind of derelict supermarket, and massive tins of sweet corn that are completely empty. When I say massive, I don't mean what we buy in the shops. I mean, me and this group of people are looking, and it's like, you could jump into that. You could fit 5 of us in that tin and still have space. And we're like, what is going on? We're walking around, following the stream around the back of this building. And there's more and more random, open, massive tins of sweet corn. On top of that, as you carry on walking around, you start seeing them flat packed. So, like, they've been flattened down, they're long, like flat coffins. And we're walking around and they're piling up on each side of this narrow river. And we go around another corner, bend around this big supermarket, and everything's all dead and derelict there. Got grass and everything growing around the area and no one about. And it's like walking past walls of just flat packed sweet corn tins. Till we get to a corner, and as far as the eye can see, a wall twice our own height of just empty tins of sweet corn. And we say it's a graveyard. It's a graveyard of sweet corn. Sweet corn has died. Now, as strange as that sounds, and as weird as that may be, I don't know all the things going on in the world. So, when I woke up after this strange dream, I decided to have a look online about sweet corn, specifically, or like corn production in the world and things like that. And from what I could find, there's been a decrease in production of corn, but a steep increase in the price of corn, and specific countries actually withholding how much corn they're willing to trade on the market to hold for their own countries. At the same time, there's also an increase in the want of agriculture for corn for specific countries. Trying to think. So you had like Forbes, CNN, Blaze. There was the World, what was it called? World Food Health Organization. There was a few other sites I looked at. I can't remember the names now. But they seem to all be talking about corn. So I mean, honestly, don't take my word for it. Look it up. Pray on these things. And as I was thinking on these things and what is going on and what is to come, I decided to have a look in Revelation chapter 6. Now, where are we? What verse am I after? I believe it's verse 5 when the third seal is broken. So, Revelation chapter 6 verse 5. and this is my New Jerusalem Bible. I'm going to read it from first. Now, when he broke the third seal, I heard the third living creature shout, "Come." Immediately I saw a black horse appear, and its rider was holding a pair of scales. And I seemed to hear a voice shout from among the four living creatures and say, "A day's wage for a quart of corn, and a day's wage for 3 quarts of barley, but do not tamper with the oil or the wine." Now, I'm thinking about what that says there, about the increase in price in corn. And I've been looking online about corn and the decrease in production, the increase in its price. Also, countries looking to grow more corn, but at the same time, places not wanting to sell as much, but the demand increasing for it. On top of this, it was saying that it's increasing the desire for wheat. Now, I thought this was interesting because wheat's important. Because if we go in and continue, so this was the New Jerusalem, and of course you see there with the barley. Now, if I continue on with my King James and read this same verse from verse 5 from chapter 6, and we go, "And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, 'Come and see.' And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, 'A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine.'" And the King James, it talks about the wheat increase price. And when I was reading these articles, they were talking about the increase price in corn, the increase in wheat, and the increase in, is it soybean oil? I believe it was the next one. And these increases look pretty immense. They're saying they're like record price hikes on certain items. We see this and them talking about an increase in yield demand for the wheat as well. And going through my King James here, seeing it talking about the wheat and the barley, and then my New Jerusalem talking about the corn and the barley. And we're seeing price increases across the world. And I'm having a dream about a graveyard of corn. Corn has died. We're running out of corn, and people want to grow more, and different nations and places are after it more. And we've been so adversely affected since 2020. People were not able to farm and do the agriculture they normally do because of certain law restrictions for a certain reason. So many things are coming into place. More things are to come. And this isn't the first time I've had a dream about hardship for the price of food and the ability to buy it. Prepare. Stock up on what you need. Make sure you're ready for the long haul. For just as God gave a dream to Pharaoh, and then Joseph came and he explained the dream and readied the people for the famine to save them. God is warning his people of what is to come. We see the signs in the world, and we take heed to the words of the Lord, not trusting in ourselves, but trusting in God every step of the way. Don't live willy-nilly, and don't waste your money on fripperies. Don't dilly-dally. Time is ticking. Laws are changing, and certain rules are coming into place where you won't be able to enter certain places anymore to buy as you did. For everyone will need a certain something so they can enter. If people want to keep their employment, they need to take that certain something so they can work. They have to take tests to prove they've had that something and so forth. And as we know in Israel, they've put laws in there already. And they're looking around the rest of the world at what they've done and implementing them thusly. It is a matter of time, and time is shortening. So stock up and prepare. Don't take my word for it. Do your research, pray and speak to God on it. Ask for guidance, understanding, wisdom. Remember, don't trust in people just saying things. Take it to God, take everything to God. Put your faith in the Lord. There's a lot to come, and a lot more to prepare for. So, stand ready, put on your spiritual armour, and do not worry. God's got everything under control. God bless you.